Hello again, podcast legends, episode 14. And I've only gone and found ourselves another wonderful human being. She is, Claire Morgan-Hughes, is one of the nicest, loveliest humans you'll ever speak to. You'll hear it instantly as soon as you get a whiff of her voice. She's down in sunny Devon. We call her Woman on a Mission. I say we. She's called that because that's the programme she's created to help women recreate what she's done. Have the confidence to make decisions, make bold moves in your life that will change the whole course of what happens. She's been brave enough over the years. She'll tell us her story of how she went from full-time nurse in London to moving on to the coast, having children, being a mother, and then deciding to set up this business that I know her for today, Devon Fit Camps, one of the most successful outdoor boot camps down in that part of the world. She's the mind behind it. It's had nearly a decade of service. She has now stepped away from it, as you'll hear in this short podcast today. But it's all inspirational. That's why I've brought her on. And I hope that at least one or two of you listening to this take inspiration, as I have, from this lady. Subscribe, review, let us know what you thought. Hope it helps. Claire Morgan-Hughes on the coast. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, very good. I'm trying to see out your window and see some sunshine. You're telling me it's not much.
Not much today. It will come later, I hope. But yeah, generally, we're very lucky down here with the weather.
So tell us, Claire, who are you, where are you, and how did you end up there? Can you summarise it quickly?
How did I get down to Devon? Well, actually, nursing brought me down to Devon. So I was nursing in London and I made the big move to move out of London City and wanted to go somewhere a little bit different from London. So yeah, Devon was where I ended up years ago.
Yeah. So sorry, nursing?
Nursing, yeah.
Straight into a fact. So you're in London. Did you educate yourself in London for nursing? Did you do it all there?
Yeah, so I did my nurse training at St Mary's Hospital in Paddington. And so first of all qualified, went on to a cardiology ward and then ended up on an emergency admission ward and found my love for oncology nursing. So, but in amongst all of that, I had a bit of a back injury. It's a bit of a long story this, but a bit of back injury or two back injuries. And I knew that nursing I would need to start being non-hands-on. So I kind of went into oncology nursing, coaching and education.
Oh, good on you. When was this roughly? Can you give a ballpark?
90, this is going to give my age away now. So I moved down here in 95.
Love it. When the fax machine was still alive, as we just discussed.
Yeah. First time round.
So you've moved down there as a nurse?
As a nurse, yeah.
To nurse or do your next stage, yeah?
To nurse. So I came down to initially down to Torquay, and it was just beautiful, as you know, as everyone would imagine. And got my first oncology job in Torbay Hospital, and went through the ranks and progressed on to Derriford Hospital in Plymouth. And just oncology nursing, loved all the research side of things, loved all the coaching, the counselling side of things, did my degree, specialising in oncology nursing. And that took me all the way up until meeting my husband and having my family.
Well, this is where I'm trying to piece it together, because I know you as fitness guru, Claire Morgan-Hughes in Devon, and you're saying 95. You are. At what stage have you decided to move into the world of fitness? And where did the children come into this? You said about your husband. How did it all
piece together? So nursing, went on maternity leave, expecting to go back. So I went on sick bar to everybody, went on maternity leave, thought I'd take 3 months out, was going to go back, had my daughter, and just thought, you know what? Although I've always been this kind of career woman, I just loved being a mum. I loved having my daughter, and I just wanted to spend as much time with her as possible, really. And so was able to carry on doing my fitness, was able to carry on looking after my little girl. Very quickly then my son came along, and what led me into the fitness world was the fact that when he was going into his preschool, nursery, about to start school in September, I very quickly realised that actually, yeah, they did still need me. And as you know, time passes very quickly when you have children. But I knew I would need to do something else. I couldn't be just that stay-at-home mum doing not much. I've always been quite active, quite busy. So I started looking into what I was really passionate about. Sat down with my husband and had a conversation. He said, well, what really drives you? Nursing just wasn't an option anymore. He's very busy. He works at the hospital as well. And so, yeah, that led me down that path of, God, what if I went off to do my personal training? And yeah.
Oh, wicked. So you, just to clarify, you basically went off for 3 months maternity. That was the plan. You're going to go back to your job afterwards. That was what you thought, right?
That was the plan, yeah.
Had your daughter, and then what, you've never gone back? Is that what's happened, essentially?
I've never gone back. Yeah.
Okay, so you've had this gap from work, as it were. You've done everything you could for your children at that age, which I'm right in it at the minute. I know what that's all about. That would have been full
Busy.
on, no doubt, yeah. And then you thought, okay, I'm ready now. I'm going to have a punt at this Devon Fit Camp. You've set it up. You've been bold. The family's behind you.
Yeah.
The first session, is it outside?
It was outside, yeah.
Got to be in Devon. You've got to use that, haven't you? You can't
Oh my
stay
God, the
stuck indoors.
sunrises in Devon
Yeah.
are best.
So how are you feeling on that first day, the first session? Can you remember?
Oh God, absolutely. Well, I was very lucky actually because I was very lucky to be able to work with BBC Radio Devon for 3 months prior to that. They were doing a Radio Devon, Good Morning Devon, I think it was their programme called, and they called it the Radio Devon Detox. So I worked with them on my last 3 months of qualifying. At the same time, I was working with 5 of my friends who were kind of my guinea pigs, I suppose. So I had about a team of about 10 people. So I knew that I could try and test my program. So I knew it worked. But again, like you say, it's just that first door. Oh, is anyone going to show up? So I had a launch party. Why not? So I had a launch party and invited people along to kind of come along and find out a little bit more about it. And Radio Devon came along, which was amazing. And I actually had people sign up on the night, and then they came along the next morning. Oh no, the following week, I think it was. I think we had our event on the Thursday, and I think we started on the Monday the following week. So yeah, we kind of hit the ground running quite quickly.
You've just done it. You've not really given yourself much time. You just said, I'm going to do it. Put pressure on yourself and ran with it. And then how's the Devon Fit Camp? Can you sum the Devon Fit Camp experience up? What happened after that? You've done the launch. You've had a few people turn up, but then how have you sustained? How does that sustain itself as a business?
Well, actually, I've evolved again, due to family, it's really hard to say. It ran for 8 years, and in December I made, over the course of kind of the last autumn, I made the decision that I had to step back from Devon Fit Camp because it was just it was like a family decision. And yeah, quite difficult to talk about actually. But my family have now, they grew up with Devon Fit Camp basically. Like you said, my son was 5, he's now 13. He has not known, all of his primary school life. He was, he was Devon Fit Camp. So when I look back, it's almost, it's I'm rambling. I need to edit this out.
But it's good to hear. Yeah.
It's. Yeah, I had to evolve again. I had to make the decision that, now my children are older, they've got different needs, and I needed to step back from the very early mornings. So to sort of sum up Devon Fit Camp as a whole, I was working with mainly women who wanted to get fitter, have more confidence, feel better in their clothes, and actually enjoy the outside. But more than anything, it was to be safe in their fitness surroundings. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because, I've gone to various gyms and just thought I really would feel really uncomfortable about working there. But actually that place might be quite good, fun place to work out. So I think we've all got our own insecurities somewhere. And I really believe that with Devon Fit Camp, we kind of brought together this amazing group. I feel so blessed to have worked with, hundreds of women over the years that have got long-term friendships because of that. And yeah, it was an amazing time. It's an amazing time.
That Claire, then, if you were looking at her there, she's just had, let's say, your sons, you've got the 2 kids, and you got this time to yourself. Have you got any tips for her to say, like, do this now to make sure that you maintain that balance over the next decade? make sure you do some exercise, or make sure you go away for a holiday. What's your sort of tips? 3 tips for that Claire back then.
My 3 tips. Maintain connection. And I know that sounds a bit clinical, but what I mean by that is it's one thing I have learned, certainly over these last few years, is it's without doubt definitely okay not to be okay. It's okay to say, I am exhausted today. I've been up all night with the children. Just have that conversation, whether it be with your best friend or with your neighbour or with your partner. Really do share how you are, because I think, certainly with social media as it is right now, with Instagram and Facebook and all these things, there is this kind of perfect life out there, and we feel that we ought to be a part of this perfect life. I say no, we don't have to be perfect. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to go, I'm having a really rubbish day today, but it's then knowing what to do about it. So for the new mum out there who's feeling, actually, do you know what, I just could cry because I feel that tired and that shattered and I just don't know what to do, is if you can take some time out, whether it be get your neighbour or someone to look after the little one, and have that conversation first of all. My second thing would be just to get outside, whether it go for a walk around the block, or even if you can just get into the garden and get some fresh air.
It's a connection, and then really outdoors. Big strong tips.
Yeah.
Is there a third in there?
There's a third in there. It's a thing to do right now. I think by doing those 2 things, you have started to empty your stress bucket. So the stress is hopefully
lowering itself down.
Yeah, and your self-love bucket is a little bit filled up, so that balance of well-being is in there. And
fill up your self-love bucket.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And also, take the pressure off. It hasn't got to be perfect.
Got it.
There are, like I say, on Instagram and things, there are so many new mums especially living their life. It's all amazing. Actually, I would believe it isn't always that amazing underneath. So don't feel it has to be perfect, because it's not the true story.
It is difficult, isn't it? And that's what's changed for us. You've been in the industry a long time. That's changed, isn't it? As another factor to contend with the social media world now.
Yeah. Don't compare.
I'm in it. We're in it.
Don't compare.
Yeah, but you're saying you can feel good as long as you take control. And those 3 tips, I think, are strong. Connection, definitely. Outdoors, definitely. And then we're saying about your self-love bucket's got to be filled up. I like that. I need to get myself a self-love bucket. I think.
Get you yourself bucket.
I've probably got too much in mine.
No, it sounds a bit woo-woo, like I'm sure, but if you can,
But I know exactly what you're saying. It's just we hope that people listen and take it on board, and we keep reinforcing the message as you are.
Yeah.
And get help. And you basically did those things without knowing it. Maybe the connection and the outdoors of the fitness camp. You've done it.
Absolutely. You always feel better for a bit of a walk outside, and hopefully, that will always be with us. Is get outside if you can, whether it be a walk around the garden, or if you can, a little walk further afield is always good for the soul, I think.
Good on you. I'm inspired to go for one now, to be honest. You must.
There we go.
We
should have maybe walked whilst we were talking today.
We should have done. Does Skype allow? I don't know. Maybe it does. I'm sure the technology allows it these days, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I'll be able to beam myself into Devon before I know it, won't I?
Probably, yeah.
That would freak you out, wouldn't it, Claire?
It would, no. No, it'd be great. We must get you down here one of these days for sure.
Honestly, I'd love to. I've got a great excuse, haven't I, with the kiddie winks now.
Absolutely, they would love it. Absolutely love it.
You see, I used to go there when I was young. My mum was always good at taking me down. Not always Devon and Cornwall, one of each. And I have great memories of that. Do you do crabbing in Devon? Is that something I remember?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Great fun. I can tell you a very funny story about crabbing, but maybe we won't go there now. Yeah.
It didn't bite you somewhere it shouldn't, did it?
No, I was fasting off for Harry. It was the day before he was going back to school, and I kind of I'll help you with that, through it and let go of all of it, the whole line and everything. And he was like, "No, what have you done?" And the lady next to me, her husband saw what happened, and he said, "It's no problem, I'll help you." So he got his net and hooked it all in. And it turns out the lady who was married to this guy who helped us, I worked with her on my first ward when I qualified. Random. They'd come down for a holiday.
That is fate.
Yeah. Hadn't seen her for many years. Yeah.
How have you been? Did you have that awkward bit? How have you been?
Yeah. She looked exactly the same. She was amazing.
Good on you.
Yeah, it's very funny. But yeah, I let go and off it went. Never
You know,
mind.
well, I will still be involved in crabbing, don't worry. I have really good memories of that when I was little.
Oh, it's so much fun. So much
Although the
fun.
kids are going
Yeah.
to look at me now as if I know what I'm doing. So I'm in that role now, that awkward position where I'm the dad. So
Yeah.
they go, Dad, how do we do this? And I'll be, I've no idea. I'll have to ring you, Claire.
Yeah, it's fun.
Sure, you just dangle it over the side, don't you? And the crab latches on.
Yeah, you need some good crab meat, which you can get really, or just a tin of tuna, that'll be fine. A little line and a bucket. That's all you, or a net. That's all you need. But if you go to any place along the coast, you'll be able to pick that up quite easily.
I'll bring myself love bucket. I'll be
Yeah,
sorted.
there you go. Leave your
Fill out
stress
with
bucket at
crabs.
home. Bring yourself love bucket with you. There
Thank
we
you,
go.
Claire. It's been an absolute pleasure. Keep
Thank you so
watching you.
much, and yeah, keep in touch.
Always, always.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Fit with Frank podcast. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now so you can be first to be notified of new episodes released every week, where Frank dives deep, chats with some of the finest guests across the health and fitness industry, alongside inspiring stories from people just like you, so we can inspire and hopefully empower you to lead a happier, healthier lifestyle. Have fun.